There we go. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be interviewing Honey Dijon, the drag queen. Let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We are here today with the beautiful, lovely Honey Dijon.
Hey!
How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Yay, I'm great, thank you. We can start with you just telling us a bit about yourself.
Oh my god, okay. So my name's Honey Dijon. I'm a drag performer here in Edmonton. I've been doing drag for about 5 years now. It's seemed like the craziest dive through. It's been fun. It's just so fun.
And what got you into drag?
So I've always been a performer at heart. It's always one of those things where I loved. I grew up doing competitive cheerleading, so I've always been a performer in my nature, and then I loved watching Drag Race, as most people did, so I got into it that way.
How did you find the transition between, cheerleading and then going into drag, still performance, but different aspect? I mean, it's more individual rather than a team sport type thing.
Honestly, that's the biggest thing is creating the performance based around just one person, where I've done competing, I've coached cheerleading, so I've known the aspect of how to create a routine and a number and a performance. So it's just been that transition of how do you do that for one person.
What is it about performing that you adore so much?
It's the crowd roars. Anytime the crowd screams for me, I get my life. As drag queens, we're very narcissistic creatures, so the more you cheer, the more I feel better about myself for the next week.
And your drag persona, how did you come up with your,
So for me, okay, so the name, it's funny, it's actually really embarrassing. Just wait for it. So I was grocery shopping one day, and I was down the sauce aisle, and I was like, Honey Dijon, that would make a great drag name. And that's honestly the story. It's nothing really that... I know some people have this whole backstory. No, I saw the sauce, and I was like, hell yeah. Honey Dijon has been just... The way I see my drag is I'm inspired by all the beautiful Black women that I know in my life, all of the artists that I love. Beyonce, obviously, Megan Thee Stallion, Rihanna, all the queens is who inspires my drag.
I love the kind of simplicity in the story of just seeing the name and being like, that's it. You know, you found the art in something very, some could say mundane. You know what I mean? For those beautiful ladies that inspire your drag and the musicians, if your persona had a theme song, what would the theme song be?
Oh, fun. Oh my god. I mean, there's an answer to that that's not probably appropriate for this program, but I'll find the one that is. I would say Cozy by Beyonce. That has been my new anthem right now, and just something about that song resonates with me, just being cozy and comfortable in your own skin, living your own truth, and just having fun at the end of the day. It's great.
That's awesome. How has your experience been, I guess, kind of getting to that, the song is all about being comfortable in your own skin. So how has your experience been in kind of reaching that height in your life and in the work that you do?
I mean, it's never easy. Let's be fully real here. I'm a queer person of color in Alberta. And quite frankly, Alberta's scary right now, being a queer person. Listening, if you're at home, support your queer artists, because it's a terrifying time right now, and we never thought we'd be going backwards, but that's the way we seem like we're going, and it's great. But other than that, the way that we can kind of just keep pushing forward in that is just being able to support one another, showing up and just showing that true unconditional love.
And I love to hear you speak in a positive way of still having that love and being willing to share that love with people. Because like you said, it's a scary time to be an Albertan, unfortunately. And it shouldn't be, because, I don't know, it's 2025. People need to be kind just to be kind. It's really not that hard. It's not a difficult concept at all.
God, no.
No.
And that's my biggest thing. And I tell people this all the time. I don't care about your political opinion. As long as you're kind to people, that is the heart of, and we're missing that human aspect of seeing people on that one-on-one level, where I think especially in the conversation of drag right now, there's that conversation of this hidden agenda. There's this, drag queens are trying to push X, Y, Z on people. We're just trying to pay our bills. I'm just trying to buy another Labubu is all I'm trying to do over here. There's no hidden agenda. But so just having that human aspect and that human nature coming back is what I think we're missing, and that would solve world peace.
Yeah. How do you prepare for a show? How long does that take? What does that look like for people who kind of have no idea how much work it is?
Okay, yeah, it's a whole work behind the scenes. Like, obviously, you get to show up and you get to see the fun part, which is the performance, and that's what everyone loves. But you don't see the time thought about doing our own mixes. Drag queens play, and drag kings and drag artists in general play such a huge part in being their own managers, where we have to design or figure out our outfits. I'm going to be fully honest here. I don't make my own outfits. This is bought. I would love to say that I have the skill to make this. I don't. But I know so many people who make their incredible costumes themselves. People make their own music, do their own mixes, and then the choreography, the outfits, even just the day of getting ready 3 hours before the show and having to be there in time to prepare, set up the stage, all that fun stuff. There's so much work. Tip your queens.
Yeah, it's a lot more than just performance. Like, you're putting on an entire theatrical production with, like, just you, which is insane. Like, people have probably seen, well, actually, I shouldn't say, because some people don't go to theater, which is fine and fair. But
go to theater.
Go to theater.
It's great.
Go to performances. Go out in the community. Edmonton has so many, I feel like our art scene is really great, and we have a lot to offer.
People sleep on the Edmonton art scene, and I think it's truly criminal, because, like, even just, like, the Fringe is so fantastic. And also just the Edmonton drag scene in general has such a diverse community that I don't think people get enough exposure to. Like, we love our shows. Go to the shows. That's your best way to support your Edmonton drag scene. There's so many beautiful queens, kings, performers of all types. And not only that, burlesque performers, because I think drag and burlesque go hand in hand, and there's such a camaraderie between the Edmonton drag and burlesque scene that I think people are also not seeing, and there's so much to explore, so go out to shows.
What advice would you have for aspiring drag performers?
The biggest piece of advice I can give you, and I'm going to look right into the camera when I say this, is don't wait till you're ready, because you never will feel ready. Even me in my 5 years of drag, I still have so many things that I think about that I could be doing better, whether it be your makeup, your hair, your costumes. You're always going to want to improve. So stop waiting to be perfect, because it's never going to happen. Just dive right into the deep end, and the rest will follow.
Do you remember your first drag performance?
Oh, dear God. Yes, I do.
Want to share?
Yes. So it was in... you can find the video. We can probably insert a clip, I'm sure.
Oh.
It was in this crusty green teal wig. I was doing Shut Up and Drive by Rihanna.
Nice.
Classic. I went to Forever 21 for my first drag outfit. I got this, like, checkered half top, this ugly, like, silver mini skirt. It was so gross. But again, like, as I say, you have to start somewhere. So just go for it. And I had so much fun, because for my first performance, I had so many people come out and support me and just come to my first show, and that meant, like, the world to me.
How have you, I guess, we kind of talked about it, but changed from the start of your drag performances and career to now?
The biggest thing that has changed is, like, the confidence that I have with my drag. When I first started, again, I was younger. I was, oh my God, how old was I? And I don't, we're not getting into age. I don't remember.
Age is but a number.
Age is just a number. But I wasn't as confident, even just not only in my drag, just in my own daily personal life outside of my own drag. I was a very insecure young man, because I was younger. I was just not in that place in my life yet where I should have been, but now I'm finally past what I think I'm done with the Saturn cycle. I think we're done with that. Like, so everything's kind of starting to fall into place now. I feel confident in my performance abilities and what I bring to the table. It's no longer that question of, who am I? Like, I think I've established who Honey is now.
Yay!
Yeah.
And how do you come to that point? Like, has it just been practice and, I guess, trial and error in performances, or?
Practice, trial and error, trying new things that you're uncomfortable with was, like, the biggest thing for me. Like, doing numbers that push me outside my comfort zone. Sometimes they flop. Sometimes they don't work. There's a lot of those. But you're going to have those few numbers that really do just, like, feel right, and then you kind of just have to ride that train up.
Yeah. What is the most rewarding part of drag?
The rewarding part, honestly, being able to do the things that I never thought I'd be able to do as a younger child. Like, I'm getting to travel more. I'm able to, like, have a comfortable life. And again, the nice thing is, like I said, like buying Labubus. I love my Labubus right now. I'm gonna look back on this probably in a couple years and cringe, but like
Right
getting
now,
to
yeah.
buy those like fun little things that you just get to always have with you.
What would you say is the most challenging aspect of drag?
Oh gosh, the most challenging aspect is trying to keep it fresh, but also staying true to your own brand and your own identity, because I think sometimes we get caught up in what other people are doing. We see other performers doing such amazing things, which is fantastic. We love that. But sometimes what one person is doing is not right for you, and you have to find your own way, but still be evolving and keeping it fresh.
Where do you hope to see yourself in, say, 5 years?
Ooh, I would love, 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 love to one day do Canada's Drag Race. Obviously, I think a lot of entertainers aspire to that. It's one thing I would love to do one day, but aside from that, I want to be producing more shows, even at one day, maybe having a solo show. That's ambitious. Do I even want that? I don't know yet, because that sounds like a lot of work if I'm going to be fully real here. But I think, again, being able to produce more shows, and it's one thing that I've been doing here at Double Dragon so much more, is being able to put my own spin on things and having a venue that trusts me and saying, yeah, that's a great idea. Sure, what day do you want? I'm like, great! Like,
Who are some drag queens that you look up to?
oh, obviously Mother RuPaul. We love Mother RuPaul, the icon, the legend. Other performers, Shea Coulee, absolutely fantastic drag queen, again, from Drag Race. But a non-Drag Race queen that I absolutely love just for, like, the concept. They're actually from Canada. Saltina Shaker. Hey, girl. You're fantastic. So fun. You've probably seen them on TikTok. They do, like, a lot of those, like, transitions. They're fabulous. I don't know why Saltina has not been on Drag Race yet. But there's so many fantastic queens outside of the Drag Race verse too that you can follow. Another one, Is She Hungry is her drag name. She's just the most conceptual, like, artist and uses, like, again, such different drag than I would do, but I love seeing it.
Is there a misconception maybe about drag that you'd like to, like, debunk?
Oh, God. I mean, the biggest thing is saying that we're, like, groomers. Like, I don't know where that rumor started. Like, I genuinely don't have a clue where that came from, but, like, there's no agenda. Again, people always think there's that hidden agenda. Like, we're just trying to live our lives. We're trying to pay our bills. We're trying to be members of society. We are taxpayers. If you do pay your taxes. Some queens don't, but I'm not here to name names.
Yeah, I think it's funny how people kind of get locked into an idea for something that they don't understand. I think it happens in many art forms where they're like, this art is different from the art that I'm used to, so this isn't, like, my art. And it's like, it's all art.
Yeah.
Everyone is, again, coming back to community.
Ding!
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Last question. It doesn't have to be specific to drag or anything, but what would you say is the best piece of advice you've received throughout your life?
Oh, for me, one of the best pieces of advice I've gotten is from Clara Hughes. She's a Canadian Olympian, one of the most inspiring people I've ever met, but just being able to, like, take it back to remind yourself, sometimes it's day one. Even if you're experienced in your journey and your career, it's okay to, like, restart and tell yourself that it's day one and you can rebuild from that point and start again.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Love Clara Hughes. Love you. Mwah.
But yeah, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with us. This has been so much fun.
No, thank you for having me. This has been so exciting. Thank you so much for having me. Again, my name is Honey Dijon. You can find me at Honey Dijon YEG on Instagram. There's other social medias you can find me at. If you want to also follow my personal life, you can follow me at Mitchster101. I'll always post things there too. I have a lot of different social media accounts, super exciting. And one thing, if I can just, like, leave you guys with, is just don't be afraid to have those difficult conversations. Like, talk to the community, talk to people, be open-minded. Love, at the end of the day, will take us anywhere. That kindness, that respect and understanding, and being able to just see eye to eye, regardless of our differences. It's something that we really need here in Alberta today, and it's going to be great. I feel a bright future. Bye!
Hi everyone. So just like in normal fashion, we forgot to do an outro. But we finished up with Honey. Wow. I love her. Love her, love her. Her energy is insane. Her makeup was insane. I actually am really sad because I wanted to see what highlighter she was wearing,
but we didn't ask. So, honey, if you're watching this,
a highlighter.
Just message her.
So good. Like, hey. By the way, no, she was great. She was so sweet, so thoughtful. She was so herself. Like, and I loved that. I love when people are just so authentically them. Yeah.
And I really loved her and appreciated her honesty as well. Like calling it as she saw it, not in like a mean way, but in a way of like, this is the truth and that's what I'm going to share and tell you about, because I don't know. I think a lot of people, I don't know, like, you know,
it's easy to sugarcoat things, especially when you're in front of the camera. You know, a lot of people don't like, not confrontation, but like whatever. And she had a very real, very honest, and I loved that. And she was so good on camera, like so good on camera.
She killed it. And the jewels, like her ring and
the rings matched the earring. I was obsessed.
It was so cute. Literally so cute and so sweet, so fun to talk to, so passionate about performance and like creating things, like in a way of like, you know, creating performance and like having that creative input of what kind of performance you want to make and what story you want to tell, which I think is amazing and awesome to see, because sometimes artists, I feel like, get lost in the sauce of like why you're doing it. But she was very much like, this is why I'm doing it and this is what I love and these are my influences, and it's just check out her performances because you will not be disappointed.
No, for real.